It's a nice Saturday morning. Welcome to the stream. Or, in case you watch this later, to the video. So, well, the episode, I guess. It's been a while since I did this. Was out throughout the week, and I have a few minutes to spare, so what better occasion to spend some time with Football Manager, I guess. So, I think I want to reflect on a few things. Things are going great so far, but I want to have a look at the squad overall, the positions, what's there to do in the transfer window. Yeah, that stuff. So this will probably be a slow episode. You know, as usual. Also, we might play Arima FC, which are number 4 in the league right now, so I guess direct opponent. If we lose, well, we drop back into mid-table. If we win, we are going for Asian Champions League places for some weird reason. That weird reason is probably Jorge Cesar, though, given his performances. So, we're in December 2030. Jorge Cesar has contract until 33. I think we're fine. From that perspective, some of the players definitely need some recovery. And we do not have a replacement for Jorge Cesar as far as I'm aware. That's a bit of a problem. We might play Isha there from time to time, but he's trying to become a shadow striker, not a target forward. Let's have a look at the attributes for a target forward for a while. That's not really bad. So the assumption can be made, I guess, that Vayan Isha would be fine as a target forward attribute-wise. I did not have a look at his traits though. So he gets into the opposition area and likes to lob keeper. You might be aware of Girassi's performances in Stuttgart. Or not. It feels a bit similar. Not strictly a target forward. Well, but Isha though is a shadow striker more or less. Definitely not a target man. For now. Just due to the fact that he is not used to playing as a striker. We will get him there though. I would prefer having a youngster in the squad that can do the target forward role. Let's have a look. If there's anyone available. Well, not in here, that's for sure. So let's look at the under 18s. Is there anyone here that fits the description of a target forward at all? Not really. Poacher. That's definitely a poacher. Yeah, and him too. So we might want to have a look at the height too. No. Tallest one is 73. This one, for example, even though he's considered an inverted winger, he's reasonably tall. So we might try to retrain him for some reason. That's sad. Inverted winger. Don't think that's a good idea. Skander is small. Same as him. Huda too. And then, yeah. We get into the territory where it's, I don't know, it doesn't make sense to try to retrain somebody. So I guess we're looking for a target forward. We also need a left back, so this is why this was slotted in already. But we need a target forward, and we need somebody that has decent jumping reach. Strength. That kind of reduces the amount of players here a little bit. So obviously we don't know about a lot of these players. Yeah, 1 to 5, great. Okay, maybe be a bit more strict, right? That's not too bad, is it? A 27-year-old striker that has been listed for 1.3k. They do not believe they have a long-term future with him. Let's offer a trial to the guy. Maybe he wants to come over. He doesn't look like he fits the bill. Well, the role description, really. Not so concerned with the monetary aspects. Fabrians, yeah. He's injured, also doesn't fit our description, neither does he. Neither does he. Let's have a look at this guy again. He's 1m82, that's not too bad. 1m81, might as well get him into on trial if he wants to come over. I mean, no. I was just thinking, well, a 34-year-old can still be a decent striker, but then I realized, no. No problem with him other than his nationality. Due to league rules, I can't sign any more foreign players. Well, I can, they just can't play. He seems reasonable, but expensive. Also, he's still considered a poacher. But he's damn tall. And his contract runs out. So I'm kinda interested in him. Set him to the shortlist for a while. 23-year-old is not bad either. Footed. His demands are a bit high though, and he will probably have a hard time accepting that he's second in line. So maybe that's not a good idea. He's too small, sadly. Given that I already mentioned the left back issue, obviously we don't care about jumping reach and strength there, or not much. Yeah, we're looking for a left back.
Thanks for the follow.
Thank you very much, and welcome to the stream. We just completed a goal. Yay! Now we need a new goal. Either we'll go for 110 followers or something, or we need to find our first subscriber. Not sure what to do about that. Yeah, let's leave it as it is for now. So, well, this guy looks reasonable at first glance. He's right-footed though. I do not tend to play with inverted wingbacks. He's also under contract and moderately expensive. Not sure about that. Preferably, we would need to hire somebody from League 2 or something. With low wages if we can find somebody. Like this guy. So we're looking for an improvement in depth. Probably mispronounced that. And preferably somebody that can develop a little bit, or an option that is fine for the team as some sort of backup. So him, for example, he's too bad. Also, I mean, unambitious, tries to play way out of trouble. Hell no. There's players like these though, just from the perspective of the financial circumstances, that's not too bad. He's a bit expensive. And apparently he was rated with a D. Why the hell did they rate him D? Okay. Well, he argues with officials anyway, and runs with ball rarely. That, yeah, I guess that fits. But I can certainly see why he's been rated D. Let's put it that way. Not sure why he turns up so high on the ranks then. Kamuru. Well, so he's more or less considered to be a winger, which is rubbish too. His dribbling and crossing are not great. I have a problem with the mentals here. I'm not impressed. Anwar crosses early, once with ball rarely. Yeah, I guess that fits, but it's not somebody that I want to hire. Setiadi. That's better. Also rated A+ for some reason. And they expect him to have wage demands between, well, approximately 1k. Yeah, that will be fun. Also, he's outspoken. Yeah. So, assuming we could pay him, which we do not want to, but I still want to compare him to Arianto for a reason. Yeah. For some time. Yes, you can see physically he's better. There's no doubt about that. The rest of it, though, I mean, let's have a look at this. His crossing's a bit better technically overall, though he has some deficits. Same as Arianto, by the way. But he would be way more expensive. And his mentals are a bit off. Better flair, sure. That's about it, though. So I wouldn't argue that's not worth the money. This is an interesting choice, actually. He's definitely in decline. By Deva United. So they will probably let him leave. My biggest concern is the decline in physicals, and he's not really great with the rest. He has decent technicals and great mentals, as far as I'm concerned. But we have somebody that fits that bill. His name's Utama. And, well, I don't think I want to hire somebody that's 33 right now. Yusuf I already mentioned. Comes with some flexibility, but the technicals are lacking, to say the least. Physicals are also not that fantastic, and he's 22 already. I wouldn't say he's horrible. That said, other clubs are already in the process of offering for him, so I'm not sure if that's a good idea. Sisvanto, not pacey enough, technicals are bad. Don't think so. So, there's a lot of territory down here that is more or less uncharted. We might as well, it's in the middle of the season, but we might as well just invite some of these and hope for a luck shot. So I'll just offer some trials here, hope for the best. Let's go back to the squad for a second. So, Granada still wants to leave. I'm okay with that. Just go. Might as well tell him to pick up the phone and look for a new club himself. I think I remember, though. So in his case, there's no more problems. Here we go. But if we look through the rest of the squad, there's from time to time some negatives. And for example, Jorge Cesar feels like the squad is starting to lack depth at left back. This is why we're looking for an additional left back. To be fair, he's right. Same with Sukipto, who's captain. He doesn't like his individual training. Okay. Why is that? You're a playmaker, man. I mean, I guess ball control would be fine too, but we're considering him a playmaker, so he'll remain that way. No complaints from him, though. Yeah, the poor form of winning too many games. Same here. Starting to lack depth at left back. He lacks support, no strong feelings for the manager, disappointed with the low collective win bonuses. The collective win bonuses have been fine. Same here, starting to lack depth at left back. So, we definitely need to resolve the left back issue. There's no way around it. That's our primary concern right now. To be fair, left back, we have one. Down here, if I'm not mistaken. These two, actually. So let's have a look at them for a second. Fozzie is not a left back. Well, he might be, if we train him there. But he might as well develop into a reasonable central defender. I'm not so sure. Jumping reach is a bit low. Pace and acceleration are fine, so left back he might be. For a wingback on support duty, which is what we're looking for, though, there's a lot of holes in this player profile. He develops decently, though. And all of that is in the under 18s, so this is natural development. Yeah, no concerns there. He needs to get rid of argues with officials there. So, assuming we use him as a left back. Why not? That's a long-term prospect, though. I mean, I guess we could use him as a replacement if we don't find anyone. He's a proper left back that tries to play way after trouble, so we're off to a great start already. Usually they don't get rid of this. It's a lack of discipline, I think, or I don't know. I had a hard time removing these traits, usually. He doesn't think his individual training has been beneficial, so let him do some long throws instead. His training unit is not getting, yeah. Well, who cares? And then there's not much left in terms of left backs. I mean, I guess we could retrain him. We probably do that. No, we don't. He's trying to get rid of shoots from distance because he has 3 points of long shots. Or no technique whatsoever, no finishing. So much for that. The goalkeeper issue. Renata needs to go. Wahab was signed as a replacement. I'm okay with that. Hillman will leave. Worst case, we will just promote one of the goalkeepers from here. Not Hillman, though. Chris Cariff. Worst case, we will promote him. And that's not horrible. He can still play the under 18s. The other guy can play the under 21s. And we would be fine. I think that's enough. In fact, we should probably give him a professional contract at some point. But his youth contract runs until 2034. So, I don't know. I don't have high ambitions right now to sign an unambitious player. To be fair, with no traits, that's media friendly. That's not great either. On a permanent basis. He might be okay in the first team, though. We also have a problem in central defense. Yoljanto's contract will run out, his loan contract. I would be willing to sign him on a permanent basis, but Barito Putra seemed to be fine with having him back. Yeah, that's probably given that they are 16th in the league. It will not get much worse for them. So having him back and playing him is probably a good idea for them. I can certainly see why they do it. This guy was listed for transfer. Yeah, no surprises there. So definitely not an option. He's not for sale. Yeah. So the argument can be made that we need an additional central defender. The argument can also be made that we have one. Tiger Infantry, to be more precise. I don't really like him, but for the remainder of the season, he might do. He's certainly faster and yeah, he also doesn't want to be offered to clubs anymore, given that he's happy right now. He was unhappy for basically most of the time with this one with the club. Due to a lack of, I guess, a lack of skill in attacking midfield. He might have reconsidered that though, given Bayu Imbiri's development. Yeah. Slightly decent. We should probably have a look at the contract situation overall and also at mentoring again. So we'll do mentoring first. I think my perspective on some of this has changed a little bit. Some of these groups might be fine. I'm still okay with Imbiri and Moody being slotted together. But we need a third option here. Probably not Arianto though. Preferably somebody that doesn't disrupt the mentoring, and it doesn't feel like that's the case right now. Then we have somebody for that. So let's have a look at this mentoring group. This is basically Owen's group. He does professional training, avoids using the weaker foot. I don't really feel like they need it. Hillman here will be gone pretty soon. So this doesn't make much sense anymore. The model citizen group is one that I would want to keep. We also have the group of the ball-winning midfielders / central defenders. Basically no nonsense style of football. No running with the ball. This stuff, more or less. Problem is Halim turned out to be an influential player here. He's balanced. Yeah. For some reason I always end up with central defenders that are somewhat balanced and don't really fit the core group of the squad. That's not great. I'm okay with the group though. And this is a group that is fairly professional, with no trades. Apparently. Or that's the goal. That seems reasonable for all of them, more or less. So we're lacking somebody up here. Might as well promote somebody, right? Is there anyone here that would fit Shadow Striker duty? He moves into channels. So I'd rather not introduce an additional trait. He's fairly pro though. He's fairly pro. He's not great right now. But he is considered to be a Shadow Striker. We'll promote him, will we? Why not? Move him to the senior squad. Get him out of here. He's not registered yet. I don't know if we will. Depends on the amount of slots left. And then we can probably not put him in here yet. Because we need some time to pass, apparently. What? Streich is no longer in Freiburg, it seems. That's weird. Seems unrealistic to me. So I wanted to put him into the mentoring group here. Just go by age. We go. Yeah, he will have some influence from the group, that's fine. No influence on the group, I'm okay with that too. We can also argue the other way, actually. I do not necessarily want all of Moody's traits on them, so let's do it the other way. Ah, Owen has avoids using weaker foot. Damn. I was thinking maybe... we could use Imbiri. Well, Imbiri is a spirited guy, so he's not a bad influence on anyone. Iskandar is fairly pro. That's fine too. There's a personality. And then I was thinking maybe we find somebody that has no traits. That's still a good influence on them. All of our players are loaded with traits there. More or less. Yeah. He also has avoids using weaker foot. I do not want that on Iskandar, and neither do I want it on Imbiri. So, I guess we'll go back to Moody. Which means we can recreate the old Is the way you write citizen? I'm not sure. Where is he? Okay, so the youngsters back into this group as well as Moody. If I can find him, there he is. Still hoping for them not to get the trait though. Knocking the ball past the opponent seems fine for Imbiri. Iskander, not so much. In Moody's case, I would love for him to get rid of this attempts overhead kicks just because it's a waste. On the other hand, it's also a waste of time to let him get rid of that. And I think due to the flair and, I don't know, bravery or something, that's a trait that fits him more or less. For some reason, he started to train well recently. Yeah, well, you know, well. Okay. We have a lot of rejected bids here. You were accepted. Arianto apparently accepted a warning that we gave him for some reason. He might have had a bad game. Overall, I'm happy with him. And also with signing him, by the way. He's here on a permanent basis now, right? Yeah. I do have my concerns with the susceptibility to injuries here. That's not great. In aggregate, though, I think this is totally fine. And his off-the-ball movement will probably reach to 5 or 6 at some point. Dribbling, nah, we'll see. But he'll get there. He's 19. He has a long way to go still. Really small, though. and no strength whatsoever. So, given that he's a defender, that's concerning. We might want to focus on that at some point, even though it doesn't fit his role. Back to the central defender area, I guess. So, on the right back position is more or less covered. Malik will leave, but we do have Modyasin Abdullah for that position. Which reminds me, one of the followers reached out to me and told me that he should be used as a winger. We should retrain him as a winger. So let's have a look at that. As a wingback, he has his weaknesses, and most notably the dribbling. Yeah, he could be better in some of these areas. Same as a ball-winning midfielder. We're definitely overpaying him. That's for sure. I think we renegotiated that contract previously though, so I guess, yeah, we're not paying him that much anymore. Also, he's happy with being emergency backup. Or did we? Yeah, we renegotiated that contract like 2 days ago. So I did that last time. My biggest problem with the profile here is more or less that he's lacking a point here and there. That's somewhat okay, right? If he plays a lot, he might be fine with this. The argument that he's not a good defender due to bad jumping reach and bad strength holds some merit. But I want to look at the recommendation to train him as a winger. So assuming we do a winger with him, well, from my perspective, that makes it even worse. So, why is that? Well, the dribbling is required for a wingback as well as a winger, unsurprisingly. But I'd argue for a winger it's even more important, and his dribbling is horrible. The wingback on defend duty rarely dribbles with the ball, as far as I'm aware. Or at least it's not required that much. Also, he has more space, usually, to run with the ball, so the bad dribbling is compensated by tactic, somehow. Bad crossing for a winger is just a no-go. And that's all somewhat... we can argue about that, how much he needs. The problem is we're in Indonesia, and acceleration and pace 8 and 9 are basically bad here. This, in particular for a winger. Below 13 is not good. So I'd argue that we should not use him as a winger just because he's too slow. And he's 23, he will not get there anymore. As a result, I think I'll use him as he is used right now. And maybe I'll come to the conclusion at some point that we might use him as a winger or inverted winger in some rare occasions. But I don't think it's worth retraining him. I think we'll keep him as he is and let him leave at some point. There's better players to use as a winger, I think. So no use retraining somebody that can't just leave the club, right? Putra is one of the really young guys that we just moved up to have a central defender. I don't think that's really a bad idea. We might make some money on him in the end, even though he's not good enough to play in the first team. Who cares though? Trying to become a fairly professional right now. That's fine. And I actually think we should start to look for players that have less traits. It's probably not a bad idea. Let's have a look at registration here. We still have 6 slots, so we might as well register Iskander. And we can just unregister him in case he's not with the first team anymore. Great training performances, man. finishing is not too bad for a 16-year-old. I cannot really apply Imbiri standards here. This is a regular youngster, not some sort of wonder kid. So I guess the dribbling needs to go up as well as the work rate. What's he doing for training? Endurance. Yeah, that's fine. Let him have some physical attributes first. No. So we have some trialists here. Ferdianzia's loan will end and he will join on a permanent basis. He seems like a bad idea right from the start. He's balanced at least. But it largely also depends on the financial circumstances. So sometimes you can really... As always, Hayden, as always. Yeah. We'll move on. I usually am not very excited to sign a... Let's answer this guy. I hope that makes sense to everybody. Alright. Hillman. That doesn't look great. I was thinking about signing him, but he's probably just too expensive at 190 per week. We have somebody with a similar skill set, or I don't know, on a similar level. So I'd rather not sign somebody. How are you probably means how are you doing? Oh, 2 additional trialists, it seems. That's good. We will ban all of the trialists into the under 21s. Nugroho. Yet another Nugroho was probably a problem. Oh. Well, I guess people get sick, so I hope he'll recover with some immediacy, preferably. Alright, so we'll put all of the trial lists back to the under 21s. If I can help it, at least. Nobody wants Pranata. Yeah, I agree. Tablets is probably killed. There's always the odd person that doesn't rest and recover due to sickness. At least in my experience. Some people are just, I don't know, workaholics or something, and I guess I don't want to promote that lifestyle. Health is important. That said, yeah, not a medical professional or anything. Arianto is to be unveiled. Well, okay. I love Arianto, so that's an easy press conference. Pleased is, I think delighted is the right way to put this. He's an influential player in the under 21s. How long will I be online? Oh, I guess I will do the stream until additional 2 hours, maybe. Okay. To be fair, this is a random freak stream accident, I guess. I had to skip the regular schedule due to work, so I might as well do one tomorrow. No promises though. Is he one for the future? I think he's good enough to play right now. Has this transfer impacted your transfer budget much? Did we pay for him? I think so. He's... Oh. This is where it gets awfully private. I mean, no surprise that the streamer has friends, and also, well, I did tell you about having barbecue from time to time, so I guess that's no surprise either. So, to be fair, it is rather surprising that a computer scientist might have friends, so I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I definitely think so. Will he live up to his price tag? Definitely. Yes, definitely too. What's our relationship? We forged a good relationship. Yeah, I think so. I'm kind of... I'm not sure where this is going, to be fair, chat. I'd like have a problem sharing with the odd detail here and there, but on the other hand, I don't know how to... Is one oh, this is bad. We were trying to sign him. So he will not come over. This is also bad, but not a big problem. This is also bad, but neither is it a big problem. But is Vantoro not joining on a permanent basis is not a good... this is not good news. I tried to sign him on a permanent basis. So he will not be the ball-winning midfielder in the future. That makes it a bit easier, though, for artists to get playing time, I guess. Move all of these to the under-21s. Tabuni's slightly injured. What was it again? So Zico has a tight hamstring. He has a tight groin. None of this is really horrible. Arianto is still out for 2 weeks. That's not good. He was signed as an emergency backup, I think, and he established himself to be a squad player instead in central defense. We'll buy some. Usually for barbecue, for me, this is... I guess it is some sort of steak. Turkey. Most likely. Because I like that. Okay, he's wanted by one other club. So, as you can see, it's kind of distracting a little bit. Hopefully, nobody will be impacted in a negative way with this. So feel free to ask questions in chat, actually, that I can answer by voice. It's much more comfortable, that's for sure. But you know, no ill intent towards Hayden. He's been around for a long time, and it's just the way it is for him or them. you know, don't want to be assuming. That said, YouTube tells me that 100% of my watchers are male, so I guess. Well, we might just make it to the match against the Rima FC, which is, you can argue this is the important one because we want to go towards Champions League, which is absolutely outlandishly, I don't know, too much for us as a club, given that we are destined to get relegated for some reason, which will probably not happen at this point. That said, I'm much more concerned with the cup, because the cup gives money, good money. So I want to win that cup game, which means we can look for, I don't know, no injuries, preferably. Oh, I mistyped. Well, that's on the internet now. No chance to edit it. Ferdiancia has been signed. Everybody's happy. As a streamer that streams more or less Football Manager 24/7, well, if I'm around at least, it's probably likely that I will buy Football Manager 24, though, yes. Still collecting, though. We didn't make it to the first $50 yet, so, yeah. Stream definitely doesn't pay for itself, that's for sure. I'll just buy it as everyone else, just as regular people. I'm actually considering ball control training here. Did we use Arianto and lose Arianto from the first team? Yeah, they put him to the under-21s now. So he's definitely one for the first team for me. Age or no age. He's a youngster. Signed as a breakthrough prospect. Just think about that. We played him. I mean, look at this. We were trying to rotate Utama in from time to time, that's about it. So Arima here. I'm not sure I understand that. That's one of these streamer things, YouTube things. You always have to be the first for everything, and I'm like, yeah, let it buff out his the odd kings and stuff. Not kings. What's the word? Whatever. New software usually has bugs. So why would I want to play the beta? Just let it have half a year. In particular, Football Manager will have all the bugs that the previous versions had anyway. I will most likely not do another save in Sweden though, that's for sure. The gap of just 3 days, well, they are tired. That's also, I don't know. Other players seem to pick their clubs prior to starting the save. I don't. I just picked a club in game. I think this is vital though. Cohesion has been good. Dressing room atmosphere is excellent due to the results. Support has been good. I would prefer this to be better. In particular, the team cohesion. That's the hardest to get up, and it's really hard to keep there. No, I'm not. Hmm. He's considered an emergency backup, it seems, for the answer. I don't know why he agreed to that, to be honest. Hmm. I don't think I will. The thing is, I don't have much of a preference for a particular country. So, I like to go wherever it's needed, I guess. Mm. Which is also a big weakness in the job environment, for example. If there's some other stuff to be done, I'll do that. Whatever. No problem. Give it my best and then move on. So, I don't know. I consider him to have the occasional playing time. Mm. Thing with the young players is that's true. I'd love to, but the thing with Malik is he's highly susceptible to injury. We really got lucky with that throughout his loan spell. And given the luck we had with no injuries whatsoever during his loan spell, look at the development. There's barely any. And he played for most of the time, if I'm not... Yeah, he played more than Arianto. More or less made it through this on his own. Simatupang didn't play at all. Well, with the exception maybe of this match where we played the other guy. His name escapes me. Abdullah. I think his name is Abdullah. There's also a fly somewhere around here that has been bothering me the entire time. One of those fruit flies, the tiny ones. For some reason, it chose my place to annoy me. So, no, I don't think we will see Malik on a permanent basis. We have one of the best passing success rates. Really? Why? Will the teaming... yeah, it will. Definitely. Cup game's more important. But we have 5 days later, or afterwards we have 5 or 4 days. I think it's 5. So, clearly says here. Well, so I think we have a problem if we do not pick a strong team against Arema, because we have time to recover, more or less. And to be fair, we played the B team last time out, if I'm not mistaken. To a degree, at least. No, we didn't. We just rotated players on the heavy match load, I think. That was it. Despite that, last time out, we won barely. So Arema will definitely be a problem, yes. In particular for players like Roger Caesar. We will need to rotate there. I'll clear the entire thing, and we'll try to find out what we can do. Hell, we might need to play with the second goalkeeper. On the other hand, why would we? So let's move a bit forward and see where we go. All of this. Oh. Somebody messaged me. I know where this is going. Let's answer that later. There's always the odd person that is trying to sell some stuff. I don't know why this is a thing on Twitch, actually. I don't know who pays for digital art and stuff. I mean, I guess it's fine if you need it. But there seems to be some gap between the amount that's offered and the amount that's actually needed. Alright, let's go to training. That's... I think you know what I think of this. Perfect. Is Mbiri ready to play? Man, these long shots of 4. He's no good at them. As a primary threat, he's definitely coming from pace. More or less only. His form hasn't been fantastic. He's under medium match load though, so I guess that's fine. Let's go back. Simon Owen trains really well too. The individual training is fine. Remarkable improvement. Well, showing improvement. No reason not to play him. Morale is perfect now, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is. So we'll keep it like that. Halim. That's fantastic. Problem is, overall risk of injury is high. So we cannot really rely on him in this match, which is a problem given that he is our primary central defender. Morgan Moody, on the other hand, yes, same issue. Similar with Sokipto, we can praise him. Morale goes from perfect to perfect. No big issue. We can praise him too, and he will probably be rested. So Isvantoro is not under great risk of injury. He's been training as a central defender. He'll leave the club pretty soon. So I guess he might play as a central defender today. I think so. So, similar problem with him. We can barely play him. So we'll put Isvantoro on the pitch, I guess. Where is he? Here. He's getting the hang of it, so I guess that's okay. Abdullah's training has been fine. Risk of injury is high though. Oh, that's Sumardi. Oh, now we have two Shadow Strikers up here. Should have used Sumardi for the mentoring group. So I guess Iskander goes back down. Did I fuck that up? Where's Sumardi? I'm kinda confused. Is he part of the squad? Yes, he is. He's definitely part of the squad. He's also spirited, so that's not bad. Mentoring? Oh, he's in here. That's the problem. I see. Okay, so everything's fine. Where was I? Sumardi trained well. I'm okay with that. That's good. I think we will actually play him, Iman Putra. He trained well. It's not like we have much of a choice. All of our central defender, well, we can play infantry. So I guess we'll play infantry instead. But I think Mr. Putra, this is where I get sick next week on Friday, you'll see. Hopefully not. But where about you from again? I'm not sure what he means. Ah. Verdiancia, no. He's on the heavy match load too. Actually, we should probably not look at the training performances at all. We should just slot in the players that can play. without hurting themselves, which is... That's not that many players anyway, is it? I mean, this means we play Utama, for example. Iskander could play. Iskander could play. So... Zico Light might be back to full training tomorrow. We will play tomorrow, so I guess Zico can play tomorrow, given that we need him. Ari. We could also play Negro. What's he training for right now? Three-point playmaker. Fine. He'll have an appearance. We do need a... Oh no, we don't have a ball-winning midfielder anymore. Seriously. Samantri. So we can probably play Ari. There's no reason not to. He needs some time on the pitch anyway. Due to the susceptibility to injuries, though, Ari was one of those that I thought, well, we might build a squad around him. And now I'm thinking, well, we should probably not play him anymore. I don't like the traits. I do like the personality. I like the fact that he has decent jumping. And he more or less had 5 decent games last season. Basically, the 2 goals and the 3 assists were in the last 5 games or something. And then, I'm not sure if we bought him ourselves. We might have. Yeah, anyway, that's about it. I'm actually seriously considering playing one of the youth players against the Rema. Actually, 2. Or even 3. Oh no, we can't. They need to be registered. Well, we can register them. As long as the registration window is open, we can just swap registration all the time. I do not like that, though. An FM bit in the Discord group. What's he talking about? Let me have a look. I mean... I guess everywhere? Sure. I could. Creating channels always comes with you gotta do the rights and stuff. So this takes a bit more time than initially thought, I guess. He's not a good ball-winning midfielder, we will not play him. I think I'll do it that way. Or pick somebody in the under 21s. Is there a striker in here? Please tell me there's a striker in here. There's not. I mean, Yusuf is available, so I guess he will play. Alright. So that solves the issue for the right back, I think. We'll just play Yusuf, who hasn't been registered. We need to register him in time. Cheers. Okay, so much for that. So assuming we register him. Here we go. We registered him in time. So now we need a ball-winning midfielder. I'm actually seriously considering playing Sukipto anyway. He didn't play that many minutes. Hopefully he'll get through the match. And I'm also considering, well, Isha cannot play. Cesar cannot play either. So, whatever we want to do, this is rubbish. I think we'll play Samardi. In his core position as a striker. Not as a target forward though. I think we'll... I guess we'll go with pressing forward on support or something. He's not any better at it, but with the ball, close down more, tackle harder, yeah, why not? He's definitely no good at this, but at least he's not one that we rely upon. And he's not destined to get injured immediately, if we do it that way. So, bench options is... That's very limited, isn't it? So, I guess we'll bring the first team. Or whatever's left of it. So Kipto's on the pitch, which isn't good. Hadim will be there, and we need a left back, so I guess Arianto will travel with us. I'm not really convinced that this is a good idea. By the way, the follower goal was completed, I think, by somebody trying to sell digital art. So, about 50% of my followers now are probably fake ones. Just a guess though. You know, usually people don't follow you without watching your stream and then they don't compliment you for no reason whatsoever. So, oh, there's a 4-day gap here. I was confused previously. This match though, this is horrible. With a 1-day gap. This is really bad. Everybody expects us to get defeated. Yeah. I guess I'm okay with the expectation. Man. Zico is still injured. Imminent. Imminent for Tabuni too. So for the match against Arima, we will have a hard time. There's a few recommendations here. I think that's fine. It's for the under 21s, no, for the under 18s match. Okay. Yusuf will not be available. He will start in our other match. I think we'll toss the players in the under 21 match. Those that lack sharpness, I think they should play. At least 45 minutes. Yeah, game time should be limited. I agree with that. So if somebody makes the 90 minutes today and 45 minutes tomorrow, they will probably have a hard time recovering for the match against the Killer Cap. But I think we'll be okay. From some perspective, at least. The corner setup should be adapted in-game in the match. Not right now. Because obviously this guy is not a target forward, so targeting him with the long walls is probably not a good idea. Same with the distribution here and stuff. We'll do that in match preparation. So basically, right now, more or less. Will not take much time. And I'll get some fresh water from the kitchen. Afterwards, we will go towards the match. So, please give me a second. BRB. Alright, let's get back into it. So, fixtures today. Some league stuff that was already done. That's interesting. There should be a thumbs up icon here. Alright. So all of these players, I don't think we will win this, but we'll give it our best, which is not very much. Let's go into the tactical meeting. Yeah. I'm not very... I might agree with some of this, but... yeah, right. We'll adapt most of this here, though. So let's have slightly shorter passing, playing out of defense. Yeah, that's okay. Attacking with, let's have a look at this. What's with him? I think these are changes to the last match or something. We'll have a look into that immediately. Slightly shorter passing, higher tempo. Yeah, I'm okay with this. The attacking width, I'm not okay with. We'll go with fairly wide. Given that they have their weaknesses formation-wise out here. That's also... no, not really. The argument can be made that these are the weaknesses, but I don't think so. Let's have a look at those. He's good. And we have no idea about him. He's brand new. My best guess right now is that we'll probably lose this, but also, well, Samardi is slow. His anticipation and off-the-ball movement are okay though. So, seen from that perspective, maybe whipping the ball into the area or something is the best we can do. Does he have... no, his technicals are absolute rubbish. So he will not do that either. In fact, I think shooting on side is probably better for them. Because, well, for him in particular. His decisions are okay, his composure is okay, his finishing is okay. I think he should shoot. Because for the rest, he's no good. No good at all. So, no dribbling whatsoever. No risky passing. Even though I would like that. Ah, I see. I think he wants me to look at the Discord. I didn't do that yet. Or is Yusuf? That looks great though. Alright. Where was I? Distribution to target man is rubbish. Doesn't make sense. We do have a playmaker that is not really great, but we still distribute to him. I think that's fine. Rolling it out is probably a good idea too. Owen isn't really shitty at everything else. And he did actually get an assist this season, I think. With a kick, if I'm not mistaken. I wouldn't want to overly rely on it though. All of this is more or less as always. I would love to be a bit more tight in the back and, shut up shop, but it's unlikely that this will work anyway. So, set pieces. We will also do the corner setup here. I'm not really happy with this. This is Zico and this is Ari. We'll tell two of these to go back. And we'll do the same on the left side. Because Ari at least is tall. Zico, well, we just need somebody to remain in the back and to help out a little bit. This will not work. We'll switch these if they want to do it. And we'll do the same on the right. Switch the striker to the back and switch these two. So we have at least a central defender up front here, who isn't a great jumper either. Man, infantry. Yeah. This is probably not a good corner taking setup, come to think of it. We'll do it anyway. I don't want to do an entire new setup right now, just for one match. So yeah, give him a squad number. Yusuf, you can have number, I don't know, 40. And we'll go to the match. Let's see where this goes. Okay. I think we'll ease expectations here. Oh no, never mind. We will go with revenge. Nobody cares. Cool. There is some motivation with most of them. This is an away game, so there must be some pressure. Nobody seems to be relaxed, so Utra is nervous, yeah, okay. That's unsurprising. He's a youngster and he doesn't have the skill. I guess we could. Not really. In fact, we didn't do opposition instructions at all. What do you have to say in response? Well, I think they're right. We'll just tell it as it is, I guess. Yeah. The amount of saves by Simon Owen, though. Could have made a few more. So, good luck, guys. It's so weird to play with Yusuf and Utama. That's a recipe for disaster, isn't it? But I wouldn't want to do it another way. At least not now. And, I mean, we made it 2 minutes 6, so I guess that's okay. Sukipto's long ball. Not a good idea, Mr. Sukipto. Doesn't close down the man in possession, Tanuri, and that's for Owen. Is Montoro's error, I guess. We should distribute towards the wings, shouldn't we? One's long kick, closes down the opponent, Utama, infantry, Nugro, is Montoro. We'll change the instruction here in transition. Put it to the fullbacks. In particular the left one. Oh, that's not a bad ball. It's a Marty, well, he didn't notice it, I think. And then there's this. Well, that's not good by Esvantoro. Owen came out to claim the ball, didn't claim it though. Yeah. Well, what can you do? We'll proceed with the tactical changes, yes. Nugro. Is this offside? Apparently it wasn't. Nobody in the middle though. So Marty's not one to win headers. Bari, Siahan. Hamdani, Röfen. Okay. That was a weak effort, to be honest. Doesn't matter much. I don't like giving away shots, but otherwise I'm okay with this. Infantry, Utama. He has great passing and it certainly shows. Ari. No through ball coming. So Marty, is this a penalty? Oh, Zico. What a chance. Hartono. Their striker wins the header. Suharto, yet another long ball. No problem for Owen. Finds his Montoro. Doesn't go for the fullback, he goes for Samardi. Picks up the ball, nice killer ball. Ari! Doesn't finish. Ah. Man. Kornyavan. Berdian. Kornyavan. It's not horrible. The overall performance so far, it's just not good. I think the lack of skill shows. Yeah, of course he goes for the corner. I can still see the upside, I think. Utama's passing, for example. That's still there. Owen. Utama again. Creative pass for Samardi. Ari. Nice one, Imbiri. Okay, he did take the shot. That's as instructed. I'm not concerned. I'm okay with this. Sure, low grade chance, but I'd rather having him take the shot than not taking the shot, given his lack of a skill set. Tanuri. Well defended for now, early on. Ruffen. Okay. That was more or less an easy one for Owen. Tanuri. Ruffen. Nice finish. Gotta give him that. Yet another error in central defense, I think. Let's have a look at this. Tanuri. Tanuri gets to cross, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Well, it is somewhat blocked by Sakipto, so I don't have a problem with that, but this, by his Montoro, this is not good. And his finish is great. So, no complaints with Owen. Ari. Nugro. Will he find Zico? He does. Zico. Zico finds Yusuf. Nice one. Ibiri. Ah! Flips the post. I saw that one in the back of the net. I really did. We'll go with berating now. Down 2 goals is no good. What's up, Hayden? Yeah, it's a great chance for them. Nugro's free kick. Just over, it says. Ortono. Zico. Will he have a decent, nice pass? No, he runs through the middle of the pitch. Everywhere. Ari. That finish what got blocked. Look at that. We had the better chances now for some reason. Imbiri. Not a bad pass. Yeah, I read that, Hayden. Well done by Sakipto. Will infantry play a decent pass? No, he will not, and neither will Sakipto. Kornjaban. Close him down. Not a bad ball. That's offside. I think we'll go down the left. Strictly due to the fact that Utama's there. Utama has decent passing, so I want to focus on that area. We'll encourage them, because berating didn't work much. Well, it's the weekend, welcome to the stream. Also, We got approximately 1 or 2 hours left, so... I don't know. I'm home for the weekend, so I thought to myself, what better way to spend a few minutes on Saturday morning, right? That said, the washing machine beeping will probably distract the stream at some point. So, once that happens, I will wrap up the stream. For now, we're sitting here getting defeated with more or less our B team by Arema FC. Or is it a mirror? I'm not really concerned with the performance overall. You know, I have a job. Sometimes this job has priority. Once streaming pays me a decent living wage, we can talk about that, but for now it doesn't, and it probably never will, so gotta work. We'll go with that. It's not good enough. There's no use substituting anyone because all of these are pretty much exhausted due to the last match. So we'll just go on like this. If you look at this, Yusuf is higher too. Negro. It's not bad as an idea. Ari is fast. So that was a nice ball. Well intercepted by Zico. Here's one Toro. Negro again. Decent pass. Zico. Negro. No. There's... The effort wasn't made to play the killer ball, I think. They're trying. It's just not good enough, and then we have stuff like this. Hanuri again. Thank you very much. Maybe I'll take, you know, a few days off at some point, but for now I don't think that's that will probably not happen. Nugro. Sukipto. Samardi. Oh fuck, Imbiri's injured. Oh no! That's the worst thing that can happen. Potential foot injury. Please tell me it's not serious. Isha time it is. I did consider your recommendation, by the way, for the training of Abdullah. I talked about it, I don't know, an hour ago. So, long story short, I'll probably keep him as he is. Due to cost of opportunity, though. It's not like I'm entirely opposed to the idea of retraining him as a winger. I just don't feel it's worth the effort. We might as well sign somebody else. So, I'll keep him as he is for now. Negro, Ari, Utama, nice long ball. Is this offside? Who knows? It's a finish. Sumardi has 12 points of finishing. He might slot one away at some point. Yusuf, what a throw in. We take the corner. Okay. I wanna put on... Fuck, we brought 2 central defenders. That's my bad. Man, this is annoying. We'll put on Halim for infantry. Yes, it is. It is. We do have a lack of physicals here. Mangled cabbage. Is it another corner? It is not. Zico. Zico. Yusuf. And then we're done, more or less. Yusuf. Runs wide. Yusuf with the cross. Nobody there to pick up the cross. Ari. Ah, well. They are trying, though. And pass completion is not all of it, right? Nugro with the free kick. Hits the wall. To be fair, expected goals look decent. We just, well, not great. In comparison to what we pull off usually, this is not good. Ultama will take another corner. Nobody there to pick up that ball. Isha. Halim. Ultama. Nice killer ball. Well, not a killer ball. Didn't find Ari. Nugro. Come on, Nugro. What kind of pass is that? Now we're running straight into the counter-attack, don't we? Well done, Sukipto. Tanuri. Halim. Well done. We'll encourage him once more, given that berating didn't work. That's not bad. Central defender is entirely out of position here. This is Vantoro. It is. He's somewhere astray. Kornyavan. Close him down, Ari. Come on. He doesn't. Well defended this time. Zico. Zico. Decent pass for Isha, who is a decent header, and that's about it. Tanuri, that might be offside. Yes, it is. Yellow card for Bari. It's their player. It's their left defender, so we go down the right. All of a sudden. We'll still go down the wings. It's 2 goals though. Well done, Zico. Really well done. That has nothing to do with the instruction though. Isha... Sumardi... Oh... Zico, come on. Halim. Zico again. Isha. Zico. Zico. Just keeping possession. Röfen, Hamdani and Ferdinand. They seem to have a lot of men behind the ball. And to be fair, chances-wise I can't complain. They are okay more or less. Okay, let's turn this thing around. Let's put on Jorge Cesar. So, all of a sudden, we'll distribute towards target man. We'll keep the fairly wide, I think. Did I change anything else? I don't think so. No, this is more or less okay. Yeah, I noticed. The problem is I only have a youngster on the pitch. Yet another youngster. You cannot make any more substitutions. I will keep it as it is. I know he's dead. But we brought him along to be dead anyway. I guess I expected to lose this. And then I also miscalculated because I brought along 2 central defenders. So, yeah. Whatever. I can't change it anymore. I guess I could have left Jorge Cesar on the bench. But I don't know, doesn't matter much. Nice save by Owen. The entire squad was, not the entire squad, but 2/3 of them were very much under heavy load, so we brought along the B team more or less. Because I gave priority to the cup game, which is next time out. We have some time to recover between the two, so come on, don't be an ass about it. It's just yellow, okay. But I think the cup game is more important. There's much more money in the cup to be had than in the league. In particular, I don't think the overperformance in the league will persist. So, which I have proven now. But this is basically you know, self-fulfilling prophecy. No, I think we will end up somewhere in the top half in the end if we continue to perform like this. But Asian Champions League is probably too much for us. Come on, Isha. Sukipto, not bad. Cesar, Zico, that's not offside. Isha, are you serious? Ari, Siahan, they're good. Everything's fine. I will have a look at it later, but there's not much of a problem there. Röfen, Isvantoro. Zico. Isha. Zico again. Running past everyone. What a tackle. Well, that's the way it is sometimes, isn't it? We do have... Yeah, probably not. He hit the ball. Tanuri, please tell me we do not concede another one on a counter-attack. Okay. That's about what I expected. Let's encourage the team. It seems like we're creating chances and they don't. So, overall, it's not like I'm concerned with this. Given the entire circumstances and stuff. Hariono, Röfen, Nazir. Pass completion is a bit below, yes, that's true. Oh, yeah, we changed distribution. Close him down! Oh, I really hope Imbiri... What a ball. What a save. Sukipto on a yellow. Sukipto, Negro, Isha, Yusuf. And Yusuf with a long ball for Roger Cesar. Roger Cesar. Not too bad. Zico, Isha, clearly not offside. Come on. Finally. Clawed one back. I'm okay with that. Also, it was Isha that has been scoring, so... Love that. With his right foot. Long corner. Interesting choice, to say the least. He's frustrated now. Why is he frustrated? Do more. You can do this. One can barely see this on the screen. Great. It's probably not a must win though. Just wanted to use it. Halim. Negro. Utama. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Everybody seems to be encouraged though, so at least that works. Jorge Cesar, nice long ball, Negro. Fuck me. Could have scored. And this is what's left of the team. Yusuf, Sukipto, Nugro, Isha. Come on, Isha. You got something in you. Apparently a pass. Zico. Apparently keeping possession. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Fucking hell. This is all in defensive mentality, by the way. So don't you ever tell me that defensive isn't not trying to score. Yeah, well... I wouldn't put it that way, but... Nazir... Oh no, we know where this is going to end up. Tanuri, please don't put it to the back of the net. Well, we gambled, we lost. That's it. 8 minutes to go. It was a good tackle, just too late. And to be fair, I do not expect much of Yusuf. So, no penalty. We did concede though. Udama, what the hell? Isvantoro made 2 errors in defense, by the way, in this match, so... maybe even 3, considering the last goal. Yeah, but we barely have a central defender on the pitch. Ariono, okay. We'll do something fun for the last few minutes. We'll go with very attacking. That's all good. That's all good too. Same as this. And if Sukipto gets thrown off the pitch, then we know what for. So let's try to hammer them. You know, for 8 minutes or whatever's left. Ari... Utama. Nice long ball. And that's it. I'll encourage them. For good measure. 6 minutes to go, plus stoppage time, which will not be much. Halim, Nugro, Sukipto. Nugro again. Ari. Ari's not one to play killer balls. Nugro. Decent pass. Zico. And there's Montoro. And that's just rubbish. Why am I not surprised? Oh man. We did try. Tanuri, please tell me we don't concede a 4th. Imam. We don't. Not yet anyway. Yusuf seems a bit tired. 5 minutes stoppage time. Well, not bad. Here's Montoro. You might want to add financial genius to your list of traits at some point, so you gotta practice that. Sukipto. There's Montoro, not bad. Jorge Cesar. Oh, what a waste of a pass. Halim, Nugro. Decent. Ishan doesn't find Mr. Cesar. Once more, Ari. Ari, will he cut inside? He should. Doesn't. Well, he did. To a degree. Nugro. Long shot. Well. Halim, Yusuf. And offside. Yeah, that'll end up as a loss, I guess. To be fair, it's the expected goals are not really reflected in the result, or the other way around, whatever. So I don't know. Should I be concerned? Lack of skill was evident from the start. I mean, we did play the second team more or less. Utama pushes to play the opponent once more. Okay, yeah. This is what happens, I guess. Fine. Not fine. We did have the better chances for some reason. Well, be nice with them. Keep up the good mood. And then we will go through the next week. Yeah, it was nice. What's the latest? I don't know yet. Twisted ankle. Okay. I do too. So, twisted ankle is probably 2 to 4 weeks or something. Fuck. 4 to 7 weeks. Ouch. I will definitely not inject him. So, we'll leave this to the physio. Four to 7 weeks is a lot. It's not sign a replacement territory yet, but it's a lot. We might play 1 or 2 of the youth players from time to time, given that. Because, yeah, well, we lost that one. So, the 8-point difference towards Madura United, I think we can probably argue that this is unrealistic, given that we are destined to get relegated for some reason. I want the 10 points. That's it. I want the 10 points, and then we go as high as we can get, but I'm okay with it. More or less. We'll throw out the entire team. And then, well, mood isn't perfect overall. So let's talk to the players about last match. Also criticize his training. It's not good. He doesn't care. No surprises there. One unhappy player. Yeah, that's Pranata. Let's have a look at the under-21s. More specifically, the trialists. None of them are done with their trials yet. We still need a left back. And I don't see anyone coming over. You will probably tell me. Tell me. Tasnim. As long as it's family friendly. If it's not, please don't tell me. Well, that's rubbish. Mustafa. Not good either. There's Negro I had a look at already. Bernata. That's not a bad idea. I think I should do that too. This is viable input, I think. You're right about that. That said, in our case, this is pretty easy as far as I know. Because our data more or less says give the ball to Jorge Cesar and then it will be fine. And we can probably see that in individual instructions already and performances. Yeah, I agree with that, more or less. That said, you get, the data hub and data mining in general usually give you two kinds of information. The ones you expected to get there anyway, and the ones that are new to you. In our case, I guess we can have a look at the data hub, why not? So we are performing well above in attacking statistics. That's not surprising though. That's just Jorge Cesar all over again. And our defending performances are well below average. Why is that? Well, let's have a look at the players for a second. Malik is the best right defender we have. He's not good. He's okay. Susceptible to injury though, and we have a hard time finding a replacement. What's our replacement? Well, the other low knee is already gone. Sulstjavan, I think, was his name. Halim is not a right defender. Who's our right defender? Oh yeah, Abdullah. And who else? Do we have a second one? We have a second one, right? I think we have one. Is there transfer arranged, or did he come in already? No, we did sign one, didn't we? Yeah, Yusuf. That's the one we signed, actually. True. So, not great, but at least personality is good. Player goalkeeping, also defensive efficiency. Okay. Let's have a look at that. So, player goalkeepers. And maybe put all the goalkeeping visuals in here. So, Simon Owen has fewer saves, but defense is impenetrable. Yeah, penetrable apparently. I don't think that's very concerning right now. If he had a lot of saves and the defense was impenetrable, that would basically say the goalkeeper saves most of these. So, seen from that perspective, that's actually a good thing. Because it means that Simon Owen does not have to make that many saves. Which is fine with me. We are very close to being in the middle of the road though, so yeah, not fantastic. And Simon Owen faces poor shots. That's due to decent defending. But he doesn't save that many yet. I guess that's not that surprising either. He has reflexes, one-on-ones, and the anticipation need to go up. That's definitely a thing. On the other hand, long-term, I think he's the right prospect. I wouldn't want to overly rely on him, but he's not bad, and he is developing to a degree. Also, we're talking about a 24-year-old, so he has another 10 years as a goalkeeper in him. And I think it's just counting the saves. It doesn't... It's not that easy. I mean, you are right. Right? If he doesn't save the ball, but this is not like, this does not directly translate to more conceded. It is just the amount of saves per 90 minutes. That's a problem with numbers. So if he faces no shots whatsoever, so at the extreme end, where is this? Yeah, it doesn't matter much. If he faces no shots whatsoever in 90 minutes, that still counts as less saves per 90 minutes. So he'll be on the left here. he might still have a impenetrable defense. Impenetrable defense. Impenetrable. I'm really confused now. On the other hand, if the defense is leaky and he has fewer saves, that is bad for him. But we don't have that situation. We are middle of the road. So obviously the argument can be made that he should save more balls, but whatever, if he's faced with a lot of shots per 90 minutes, so he has to do a lot of saves, and he has a lot of saves, that's also bad for the defense. Yeah, I know. So if they save a lot, and the defense is impenetrable, that basically means they do not concede much, and the goalkeeper is responsible for it. So from that perspective, that's you can interpret that two ways, right? The goalkeeper does a good job, and the defense sucks. Because apparently the defense is impenetrable. Impenetrable. It's weird. But despite that, he faces a lot of shots. Because he needs to do a lot of saving. So from that perspective, the defense doesn't do its job. Which is bad. So thank you very much, goalkeeper, but that means that the central defenders and maybe also the rest of the squad doesn't do a good job. So, it's not that easy. Let's have a look at defenders instead. Let's put in the defensive stuff here. Don't care much about the rest. For our defenders, oh man. Yeah. Udrama has less clearances. That's unsurprising. He doesn't have to pace anymore. Isvantoro is shit in defense. I was aware of that. He's a ball-winning midfielder. Halim is decent. Not great, but decent. That's why he's one of the better options. Arianto isn't fantastic yet. That's the wrong player. Here. Arianto isn't good yet. But we knew that, didn't we? Who's this? That's Harianto. He's injured anyway. This is defending midfielders, by the way, for some reason. Oh. Sure. Let's have a look at the tackling stats of the defenders. Malik has poor tackling and tackles less. Let me guess. Aggression is okay, tackling is fine. Hi. Welcome to the stream. Or welcome back to the stream, I guess. This might have I don't know, man. Replacing is sometimes it's a bit much. For example, Arianto and Malik do contribute a lot going forward too, as you can clearly see here. They cover high distance and have a lot of sprints. We also know from their performances that they impact the attacking play. Just looking at the pitch. So also Malik will leave anyway. If we want to find a good replacement for him, we'll have a hard time. We just can't pay that. I gotta go through the bathroom for a second though. So, BRB. Alrighty. So, we're still in the transfer window. So I guess looking at what we can do to improve the squad is always a viable option. Sure. We do have some problems with injuries here. I do not necessarily think that we need to reduce training much. But the impact is okay. This will go down as losing a game, but we need to win this match against the second league team. PSIS, Killer Cap, whatever that is. We definitely need to win this. Which means some of the players might need to rest. I did check from time to time, yes. But we can have a look again. We have approximately an additional hour. Not sure if I closed the door. Give me a second! There we go. So, you might hear a washing machine at some point in the background. Anyway, yeah, free signings. That's a bit of a problem. So, assuming... Where is it? Contract status is expired. That's it. There's a few players, yes. But not the Gonzalez I expected. There are some free signings though, yes. And some of them might even be okay. Or not. Like him. Well, we don't need a goalkeeper anyway, do we? I think I'm more interested in those down here. More or less. These guys are willing to come in for trial, that will probably help a little bit. The scouting in specifically is, that's just too late, I think. Let's offer trials to these two. Just to fill the club with trialists. Second team at least. Well, under 21s in our case. Alright. What was going on in the last match? So he didn't play. No use talking to him. There's a lot of players with perfect morale too. Let's have a look at their physical condition right now. Where is it? Risk assessment seems fine. So... This is match load only. I was hoping we could find this better. Yeah, there's no overall risk assessment here. So my guesstimate here is we will rest players that are under high or very high risk of injury for a day. I don't think that should pose much of a problem with them. And we need them for the next match. So Kipto we might actually rest for 2 days. The infantry, well... Just to have him available next time out. Nugro does not need to be available. I think Tabuni will play, so don't care. He can train. Fatigue. Ari doesn't need to. Tsiko, I don't think so. Utama, don't care. Samardi will probably not play. Abdullah will. As far as I know. Not sure though. Very little fatigue. He will get there. Verdiancia, not much of a concern. Jorge Cesar, that's a concern. Definitely. We'll rest him for a day. Yeah, sure. And with all of these players, Arianto is needed, but he didn't play in the last match, so I'm okay with this. Tabuni didn't play last match. Malik did not play last match. Not sure if he'll be around. The others, barely any impact. Let's go with this. What's going on here? Oh, press conference. Okay. Where do we go from here? Probably remain in the league. How did it go? Well, 6.69? Actually, that's not too shabby. Is it? I mean, I didn't expect much of him. We did sign him as a development option and some sort of emergency backup. Yeah, future prospect, it says. So, not much of a problem there. Well, to be fair, we gave him that space. Also, he's freaking fast. And he got lucky. Look at that. Long shots 2 to 5. That just happens. Yes, I do. 45 weeks. Seven assists. True. He seems to be fine given assists. He did reasonably well last season too. I consider him to be somewhat consistent as a player. Medical report says susceptible to injury though. And there's no development whatsoever in him. He has traits for his role though. So seen from that perspective, he's fine, and that's about it. This is a permanent. It's not the early days though. I don't know. This option was bullshit. So Kipto, to me, he's a ball-playing midfielder. Yeah, ball-playing, ball-winning. Probably not playing very much. To be fair, he could do with some additional passing technique and vision. But he'll get it. And he'll get an official warning for good measure. Same as Utama. It's about Pranata. Sure. So Marty did play, he's not in perfect mood yet. 6.3 rating. We will tell him this wasn't good enough. He didn't score. Okay, so we'll leave it like that. Apparently I was picking the wrong option, doesn't matter much, somebody's around. Zico, he did have an assist last time out, so that gives him a 7.4 rating. I think we can praise him on that. And he loves it. Reed didn't play well. I wouldn't necessarily say he didn't play well. He was a bit unlucky. 2 key passes, no chances created though, so I guess we can argue he didn't play well. He can accept that. 1, 2, 3, 4. He had a yellow card here. We'll probably praise his conduct anyway. It might have been some time that we did that last time, so that should be okay. Other players. Fischer played not well, but he played. Well, he scored. I mean, I guess that's fine. Not perfect though. 7.44 this form. There you go. We'll definitely go with Isha next match because there's nobody else available. If he's still on a heavy match load, once he comes back, we'll have a problem. He's been rested for 2 days though. Same as Roger Caesar. Well, Tabuni didn't play as Montoro had a horrible game. Kind of happy that we'll get rid of him at some point. On the other hand, I would have kept him as a ball-winning midfielder. Confused with all the words today. Orianto should play next match. Utama shouldn't. Giving him some time on the pitch is probably not the worst idea. We'll criticize him for the lack of chances created, I guess. Okay. Apparently criticizing him is not a good idea. So, good conduct, sir. $22 goals in similar amount of matches. Yeah, thank you very much for this article. I know. I definitely realize. A few trials, okay. So some got cancelled. So much for is there a good free signing available? We'll see. Maybe one of them is really great, who knows? Oh, Utama will retire at the end of the season. What a pity. Okay. So much for deploying playmaker. So apparently he will not play anymore for us. That can happen. There's so much for that. Sorry. There's a few players in the under 18s, in particular a goalkeeper and I think 1 or 2 other players that are good enough to play in the first team as some sort of youngster / emergency backup style. You know, 1.5 star players, maybe even a bit more in some cases, and most of them are 16-year-olds plus. So definitely under 18. So I think we can give him a year or 2 to develop. So we might have a few players that will make it to the first team. This all seems like rubbish. Very ambitious though. And a midfielder with passing is always okay. He's 21 though and has no vision whatsoever. Yeah. Fickle winger, I'm excited already. This is reasonable jumping. He's fucking slow though. And unambitious. I have no idea yet. Seems pacey though. That might be okay from a tackling perspective. Also, he's tall. Hirono. Well, who knows? We'll have a look at these later on. Yeah, I see. So, that's fine. We will retire him. I don't think we necessarily need to retrain him as a deep line playmaker. So he'll make the odd appearance throughout the season, and that's about it. Also, his medical report clearly says he should retire at some point. So I'm not too concerned with this. It's not really developing. If you look at this for the entire time, it's just a decline in physical attributes because he's aging, and the points have been redistributed here. So it's not like this is a development specifically, it's just a change in overall distribution of attribute points. If we had played him more, this would probably decline less, and this would develop a bit more. We didn't though. Why is that? Well, Arianto. Because Arianto is actually developing, if I can find him, that is. Where the fuck are you? Here you are. I would consider this actual development. See? Because this is not redistributing attributes. This is definitely pure development. And, natural progression too. Yeah, it's the other way around here. We have problems here. There's no denying that. Dribbling and off-the-ball movement, in particular. I'm not really excited by this. There's also the problem of a lack of pace and acceleration here. I'm not excited by this either. We can argue about marking, passing, technique, crossing, first touch, all of that stuff. Also, no long throws whatsoever. With 3 points for a wingback, that's not good for me. But the mentals are great for a 19-year-old that we bought at the age of 18. The mentals are really fine overall. Sure, no flair, but I don't expect flair on a defender. I'm okay with that. He'll get it to 5 points at some point and let him do the possession passes and so on. I'm okay with that. But defensively, I expect Arianto to perform at some point. In particular, if we get him some physicals, we'll have a hard time with that. His natural fitness is 8. And that's, so. And the medical report basically, confirms that. He is okay being played from time to time in defensive midfield though, or I don't know, somewhere else around the defensive area. So this is, I think overall this is a decent signing. We just need somebody else there, a second option. Because he cannot play all the matches. And we have a problem due to the squad not being happy with the lack of replacement option there. So this is why there's all of these left backs in here. We need a second option there. Somebody, anyone that can play there. Preferably somebody in the 2-star area. It would be perfect if he had some potential. Now, we have somebody out on loan, for example. Yeah, we have mentoring. Are you concerned with anyone in particular? Well, the most important thing is obviously down here, but also fairly professional no trades is not a bad group, I think. Abdullah gets influenced by the rest of the group still, but he will not for that long anymore. He's 23 now. And this will more or less aggregate to some sort of professional. Yes, it is. Because Spirited has, I think, high resistance to pressure. Don't quote me on that. Give me a second. Never mind. Let me have a look. I think Spirited is a combination of professionalism 11 to 17 and other positive stuff. Fairly Professional says professionalism is a bit higher, but Spirited comes with other stuff. So, in aggregate, I think it more or less buffs out. I'm fine with it, and in aggregate, they will end up with professionalism 16 or something. Maybe even better. Given that we have a professional squad overall, it will probably not decline much, if you want to put it that way. And the combination down here, obviously, is there to pull these two up to Model Citizen. So the professionalism will probably not change much. Yeah, it's okay. I would prefer, well, ideally, I would prefer a 30-year-old club captain that is a model citizen everywhere, obviously. Or, I don't know, a professional player. For example, we still have Owen around. And Owen is not a bad one. He's a professional. He will not get influenced by anyone anymore, but he has this trait. So, his usability as a tutor is rather limited. So this begs the question, do we want to use him for example, well, for him it doesn't matter much, right? For Wahab. For Wahab he's fine, because he has the trait anyway. So if Wahab gets more professional and less spirited, whatever. We're okay with that. That said, he's also unflappable and media friendly, so unflappable says some resistance to pressure, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, he relishes big matches. That's it. But then there comes around the question, who else? Well, Pranata will not be put into this group. In fact, we could. But Pranata is not one that has a good influence personality-wise, so we would put him into this group for the trait. With the long throws to start counterattacks, and well, his throwing is 8. And Simon Owen doesn't necessarily need this trait. And neither does Wahab, does he? I like the trait, by the way. We just don't have the player material for it. And Hillman will be gone in a few seconds. So, forget about that. Which leaves us with the under 18 option. Well, he's unambitious. We might move him up to the first team. Because there's stuff about him that I really like. And there's stuff about him that is absolutely impossible to have in the first team. For example, an unambitious personality. So, it would be a good idea to mentor him from the get-go. Probably. But for that, we need to get rid of Pranata. And he's transfer listed and listed for loan, and nobody wants to pick him up. So, I don't know. We could mutually terminate his contract, I guess. On the other hand, he's not bad enough for that. So to have him as a backup maybe is not the worst option. All of this stuff here, all of these players need to go to the under 21s though. They pollute our training here. I don't want that. Yeah. But the unambitious is something that we can somewhat mitigate. We can still turn him into a moderately professional player or something. He will never be really ambitious. but he might have the professionalism to pull it off anyway at some point. Say, we don't know yet, given that his personality is dominated by the lack of ambition. But for example, he might have 3 points of ambition and 12 to 14 points of professionalism. So moving him up and combining him with somebody with average ambition might show his professionalism afterwards. He might also turn out to be a slack or something. I don't know. But we might have the possibility, at least, to see where this goes. But I don't want 4 goalkeepers in the first team. And this basically comes down to, let's get rid of Pranata. But we extended the contract of Pranata till 32. So, I don't know. If we don't get rid of him in some way, I don't think we will move up the other guy. And I would be okay, by the way, playing him as a replacement for half a season, in case Owen gets injured or something. But for the first team, I think I want to run with Owen. He isn't great in development, but he's good enough. Looking at this, I don't care much. His reflexes will go up to 8 at some point, probably, and same with the other stuff, and then he's more or less fine. And it also shows in the data. He's not perfect, but he's progressing. Slowly but steadily. I'm okay with this. I also think we have a problem in central defense, but same here, I didn't find an option. So we pulled somebody from the under 18s, and we'll have him play from time to time. It must be kind of weird, but I'm trying to get the players from the under 18s on the pitch just for financial reasons. I don't want to spend another 60k on a player that is more or less the same as we have. So we might as well use one of the under 18 players that we pay 30 euros a week, and give them some match experience and some time to develop. They might not perform well, but we are not reliant on their performances yet. We don't care much. So let's have a draw or 2, or maybe even lose a game or 2. Doesn't matter, we need 10 additional points. And to be fair, I don't think we'll get relegated anytime soon. Not this season. So let's give him some time. What's with him? He's a striker and as a target forward. Yeah, but let's not overdo it. They're okay for this league now, but we're still trying to nudge them in the right direction. And that's also a fair assessment looking at this, I think. Dynamics says more or less Sukipto and Tabuni are getting there, but they need another season or 2 to be reliable team leaders. In Sukipto's case, there's also the issue with being competent as a ball-winning midfielder at this point. Given that he played more or less the entire season, this is really bad. His flexibility is not great, but he will probably get accomplished at some point. And to be fair, his performances haven't been really shit. He's 6.6, being played out of position. I think he'll be okay once he turns accomplished. And the 6.6 rating includes all of the matches where he was basically, well, his positional awareness here was non-existent. Yes, I know. It's not fantastic, is it? Some teamwork would be great, sure. I still thought this was one of the players that I want to keep. And he brings a long personality, to be fair. He's evasive, unflappable, and spirited. That is a good personality overall. Sure, teamwork's bad. More or less, yes. But I think I'm happy with him being on the pitch. We need somebody to win back the ball, and he does that reliably. Also, he has the rare combination. So teamwork's bad, right? He doesn't do tactically what's expected of him, That said, his tactical role is so, I don't know, so linear. He's there on the pitch to basically run into the opponent and get the ball back. And he has good aggression, good bravery, good anticipation, good concentration. Marking is fine and his tackling is fine. Strength isn't bad either. Stamina is okay, positioning is not that bad, work rate is okay. He's like a homing missile, more or less. He's a homing missile that is entirely unreliable tactically, due to the bad teamwork. But yeah, but the composure doesn't matter much. He just plays possession passes anyway. So he's just there to run into the opponent, and afterwards we will look where it goes. So he might misplace a lot of passes and make bad decisions under pressure. But he's not the one under pressure usually. He's the one to put the pressure on the opponent. So from that perspective, composure isn't that important. And a similar argument can be made with the heading. He will be in defensive situations all the time. Sure. Yeah, but he's a wrecking ball more or less, yes. And this is why I retrained him. Because in central defense, his jumping reach of 6 and his heading of 7 cripple him. He doesn't need the teamwork there. If I'm not mistaken. There's no teamwork needed in central defense, apparently. But this will not happen. He's 1.76 meters. He's not a good central defender. And the composure's missing too, and decision-making isn't great either. So, that's not good. He has most of the attributes for a ball-winning midfielder, though. With the exception of the teamwork. Teamwork's bad. So, yeah, a one-dimensional wrecking ball it is. That said, everybody in the team can look at that and say, okay, I want to be like Sukipto, personality-wise. I'm okay with that. Let them be a wrecking ball. Doesn't matter much. And Tabuni is one that we signed later on. He's level-headed and resolute. So why is he vice captain? Due to that, more or less. His performances haven't been fantastic, and this is too much in terms of traits. I want to get rid of the 1-2s. I don't like that here. I don't think they should be on a deep-lying playmaker, the 1-2s. Dictates tempo is fine for me. Decision-making is good. So dictates tempo is definitely a good trait for him. He has great passing, which doesn't show on the pitch. And he looks for the pass rather than attempting to score. Well, please, yes. His finishing and long shots are so rubbish. So that's a good trait for him. Overall, he's not impressive. But in this particular sample of attributes, he's fine. His positioning is bad, though. So, I don't know. Yeah. Defensively, he's not fantastic, that's true. I would definitely not use him as a defender. But he's the creative part in defensive midfield, and we play with 2 defensive midfielders, so I'm somewhat okay with this. In a 4-3-3, for example, I would just play him in midfield. Or as a regista, if you remember Jutta Hochdahl. So, he's somewhat similar to what we had at Jutta Hochdahl's IK. With the regista. Name escapes me right now. But his performances on the pitch haven't been fantastic yet, but neither have they been bad. 6.9 rating, 1 measly assist, which is not good. No goals whatsoever, which I don't expect of him. I expect assists of him. He didn't get them. We paid 30k for him, apparently. But we're talking a 23-year-old that is resolute and level-headed. What should happen? He might get injured. Yeah, okay. He's susceptible to injuries to a degree. So, that's a problem. But otherwise, I expect him to develop a little bit. He's definitely one for the first team. So, seen from that perspective and with the good personalities, I went with these 2 as captain and vice captain. They're also in defensive midfield, both of them. So they are able to communicate with the rest of the pitch. I'm not sure if this is reflected in the game. but the argument was made from time to time. So they have an impact on everything on the pitch, as far as I know. Where the hell is the crypto here? And we'll just go with them for the remainder of the season. And probably keep them. Well, this is a tactical thing, actually. Advanced playmakers have a hard time making an impact if they are marked pretty well. So, an advanced playmaker needs some really good mentals, like absolutely superior mentals, to outrun the defenders, or his markers, I should probably say. Assuming we play him here. Let's have a look at the attributes for an advanced playmaker for a second. Where the hell is it? So, say we play him on support duty. He doesn't have agility, he doesn't have flair. No dribbling whatsoever either. He does have the anticipation of the ball movement isn't fantastic. And if you look at the rest of the physicals, this begs the question, how the hell should he outrun anyone? Sure, 2 or 3 steps, yeah. But that's not Imperial level of physicals. So in attacking midfield, he will have a hard time, I think. That's why I play him in defensive midfield. He's a deep-line playmaker attribute-wise anyway. So I guess we'll stick with that. His natural fitness is great though. So maybe he will develop some physicality at some point. It doesn't need to be pace though. I don't know, pace 8 and 7 is too low for Indonesia to be developed anyway. I know. But so much for Samari's appearances. I guess he will not play. No, I'm thinking 5 points of positioning, yeah, that's not fantastic. But then, don't forget that we are a relegation candidate. If we had players that have 10 points of in each and every single attribute for their role, we would pay them $1,000 or more, all of them. Sure, I get the thing. I get the meaning of that, but we gotta make do with what we have. And he was affordable. It's always managing a club like this. It's not always about the overall attribute profile, and doesn't matter how much we spend on it. It's about basically the relationship. So we don't pay him much. He doesn't have a decent long shot either. Also, attacking midfielder on support is just a box standard role to play there without any specific tactical instructions. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I just don't think it works. Look at this. Still no dribbling flair and agility. I mean, he just needs agility there. Because he needs to move. In defensive midfield, he doesn't rely on his movement that much. In attacking midfield, he does, because he'll be marked. The opponent obviously can try to mark him in defensive midfield too, but that's a lot of commitment for a player that's so far away from the own goal, if you want to put it that way. So that rarely happens. And I think that's... At this point, this conversation is more about more or less about the history of tactics in football, and not so much, not so much about Football Manager in general. The attacking midfielder, I think, developed. So I'm on thin ice here. As far as I'm aware, the attacking midfielder in footballing tactics developed facing a 4-4-2. Basically, offering an option in attacking midfield was a way to force the central midfielders more back. So attacking midfielder plus a lone striker, right? And it basically forces the central defenders to make a decision. Do I close him down and offer up some space in the defensive back four, or do I not do that and let him have his passing, and let him run around there to be dealt with by the central midfielders? I love that. Well, great. That's not bad. Okay, some concentration too. Why not? That's a really great development. But this was countered by the defensive midfielder, by the inclusion of the defensive midfielder. Because the defensive midfielder's job is to stand on the foot of the attacking midfielder, and that's about it. And ever since that happened, we have this tactical, it's not that hard to comprehend situation where every attacking midfielder needs to be faced with a defensive midfielder, or you need to shut down supply in some way. But an attacking midfielder is usually faced with somebody hitting his face. So he needs to be really good to make an impact these days. Because persistently fouling somebody is not a big problem. You can teach that to more or less anyone. This guy was removed from the shortlist. Yeah, okay, I don't care. If you want to put it that way, yes. That's one option, sure. If somebody plays Manchester City and comes with an attacking midfielder, well, I hope he's good at counter-attacking. Because he will not have much possession of the ball. That's one way to counter it. Sure. But the easier way is to shut up shop and just hit him to the face, or, I don't know, his knees. And he will not have fun. And then go for the counter-attack, because committing an attacking midfielder on the pitch, well, either you go with two strikers, then you have a really attacking squad and you will probably face counter-attacks much more often than not. Or you have a lone striker and an attacking midfielder, and a lone striker is easy to defend with two central defenders usually, in aggregate. So, but we're just running in circles there. Who the hell are you? Oh, that's one of our coaches. Great. Making a comment about Halim's progression. Not bad. Really annoying that he's a balanced personality only. That's what we signed him for, though. I do not necessarily dislike wingers. That's a purely emotional point. I just love long shots and going basically straight towards goal. If I have any tactical preference, that's usually for players that overrun the opposition defense, overloading the middle. So, given that I want some tactical flexibility, I usually play with inverted wingers for that reason. I want them to go to go inside and to overload the opposition. In this situation, though, this is not viable. So in this situation, Ferdiancia might make it to the pitch, because, well, a winger will perform better here. I might even put Ari alongside him, just to go outside. But that's not necessarily the case. We can also overload this area and have the wingbacks out there. Hmm. 2.5. Just like this, basically. This is a false striker, this is a true striker to a degree, but also, you know, shadow striker. The false striker in our situation is just really good at heading the ball, so this is kind of weird. He's just not bad at scoring, I think. How much is it overall? 5 goals in 14. That's not fantastic, but not bad either. He didn't play the entire time. Not the entire 90 minutes in most of these matches. So, not much of a problem. And looking at Imbiri, that's not fantastic either, but it's okay, right? Every second game a goal. For a false striker, shadow striker, that's fine. I'm okay with this. Also, I want these two to score or assist. So, they do, yes. This basically overloads the middle more or less. And we need the space for the wingbacks anyway. So, it's okay. The biggest problem is that the wingbacks are lacking quality in this formation. I don't care much about the inverted wingers not being perfect. And in aggregate, it's okay. The biggest problem in this formation is actually a dynamics one, given that the players are starting to have concerns with a lack of depth in the left wingback position. They realize that Utama is not strong enough anymore for this position. So they have a problem with that. He does give it his best though, but he'll go out. Tabuni shows pleasing progress apparently. Okay. Yeah. But there's not much to say here. If he did develop in all of the attributes that he's not trained for, that would be impressive. But he's 23. That'll be rare in the future. So he's more or less what he is right now, and I'm okay with it. Deadline day's coming up. We still need a left back. I basically offered to all of the left backs in the entire, well, whatever we know of, at least. But more or less in the entirety of Indonesia, I offered to all of the left backs. There's barely anyone available for free. I mean, we could sign up one of these, but they're on trial right now. We don't even know about the personalities. So let's go with any. What's available? Yeah, I think we did that at the start of the episode, though. Salnado, not to be confused with some sort of online shop for shoes. He's 33. This is basically Utama 2.0. We could, for example, try to bring him in for loan. He's not great, though. This guy, fairly sporting, knocks the ball past the opponent, more or less a physical guy. Yeah, he might be. Well, this, for example, this doesn't look impressive to me. Yeah, he's got the pace, and that's about it. And he gets money for it. So bringing him in on loan, for example, that would be okay. But I'm not impressed with the decision. The primary option up here, I'm not impressed with at all. I have no idea how this report was created. Other than the scout probably being drunk. Well, the scout is not to blame. It says D here. But the star rating is... it's probably on the lower end, if you look at this. I do not see this as a good alternative, so fuck that. This will not happen. And Fadli Anwar, well... I mean... dribbling 2? Off the ball movement 2? Really? Great traits. Crossing early with no crossing whatsoever is probably, I don't know, doesn't matter much. Runs with ball rarely certainly fits here, but does it fit our playing style? It certainly doesn't fit from a personality point of view. Level-headed is okay, unambitious no good. So, out, 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 out. What's about him? That's one that I would consider, to a degree. I don't know, maybe. I really don't know. So, this one, to be fair, he has decent crossing. Dribbling and off the ball movement are really bad. Passing's not great either. Can we cope with this? He's balanced and knocks the ball past the opponent. Okay, knocking the ball past the opponent. Oh, fuck, he's outspoken. He's 23 already. He will not change personality-wise. Doesn't fit well in the squad. And now we're getting into the everything's rubbish territory. He's not listed for transfer either. I can imagine that we bring him along to cover. Yeah, but... So the problem is he's a Karen, but we might want to sign him anyway, at least on loan. Given that we have a problem with half of the squad turning into a Karen if we do not bring in a replacement for left back. So I'm actually willing to see this through. Look at this wage requirement and the transfer value. No way will I buy this guy. But the remainder of the squad will jump my face if I do not bring in somebody that can play in left back, and he is good enough to be counted as option in depth. So they want to sell him immediately. After making 15 appearances, let us count. That's 17 matches. Arianto is available. So we are required to buy him after 59k. Obviously they want to get rid of him. Either, for some reason he develops into a fairly professional player all of a sudden, which will not happen. Oh, duration for 12 months. Well, I want him to be until the end of the season. That's not possible. Can we make this into a 7-month loan? Well, the 375 bucks per week, yes, he is. I see it from the perspective that he's basically coping with a drop in morale at this point. And if we put this to 20 or 25 games, the clause will never trigger. That is, if we do not play him all the time. But it basically says they want to get rid of him. I don't want to pay all of this stuff though. So, say we pay 50% of his wages, take him in for 12 months, and reduce this clause to 30. I can still live with, let's just fucking play the youth and everybody will need to be fine with it. I will put this to squad player and this to 20 games. This will not happen though, but... And then we'll take him in for 12 months and if worst comes to worst, he will rot on the bench. And if he rots on the bench, he will not play. There's also one additional point. We don't know if he's susceptible to injury, so whatever. But they want to make some buck on him, basically. They don't want him on the pitch anymore. And I want to compare him to Arianto for a second, too. I think I've been here. In fact, at the start of this, the episode, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I've been here. So, looking at the wingback on support duty, he has way better physicals than Arianto. No doubt about that. Most of it isn't balance, though. Balance is entirely unneeded for the role, so whatever. The rest of it is more or less so-so. Arianto is a bit better mentally, I think, in the attributes required. He has a bit more flair. Doesn't matter much. If we get him for half his wages, I will be okay with this. That will not happen, though. And if it does, I'm okay with it. So we'll make an offer for him. Pay some of his wages. If that doesn't happen, well, one of the trialists here will need to make do. For example, him. Maybe not him. Whatever. Let's attend this meeting. There's 2 players that have expiring contracts this season, Moody as well as Zico. Both of them are not good enough, both of them are not bad enough either. Can we play for another season with Zico? Yes, we can. Also, he's susceptible to injury, so I'd rather not. That said, I would be okay with having him until the age of 30 or something. His performances have been okay. Moody's performances, despite whatever we expected of him, are not that bad either. Well, yes and no. I would argue it's a Christmas box under a tree that I'm very aware of contains some sort of explosive device. Outspoken as it will, he will complain. At some point. It might not be right now, but he will definitely complain at some point. So that's not good. In Moody's case, for example, 500 per week is just too much. For an emergency backup in particular. He played a lot. He's a regular player, actually. I don't really have a problem with that. I know everybody tells me, well, Moody's not good enough. Well, yes, but also no. Because in comparison to some of the other players, his average rating is basically the same. Personality makes up for some of the lack of the skill. I don't know. He has a few matches where he's good, and that's about it. As a mentor, though, he definitely does his job. And apparently he loves me. So, whatever. He's 24. I would extend his contract, in fact. I just want this. I don't know. This money needs to go down. And we have a problem here, because his contract will be extended anyway. After 5 league games, he made 16 appearances. So, given that we will not get relegated, his contract on 500 euros per week is extended anyway. So, can we reduce this? We'll do that today. Yes. Because he's a model citizen and we imported him from Wales. That will not happen. We'll contest this, will we? He dropped his wages. Okay. Let's try to find out if we can... well, so squad player I'm okay with. He will start to complain later, probably. We'll reduce this a little bit to impact sub, maybe. This guy doesn't have a lot of patience, though. No other clubs interested, though. We'll try it. On the other hand, I don't want to... No. Let's leave him at impact sub, at least. He's happy with that. Okay. Yeah, I will not guarantee him to play his preferred role as a poacher, though. There's no poacher in our setup. And this is fantastic. Well, it's not fantastic, but it's way better than what we had. So now we just need to make sure that we do not pay too much money, but also that we do not annoy Curtis Jones too much. He wants the very best deal for him, for his client, doesn't hang around, blah blah. Alright, let's throw money at the agent instead. So we'll start with 300. This one isn't. 1 year contract is fine with me. I don't care much about the appearance fee. Well, I do to a degree. I'd rather give him a goal bonus of 100. Unused substitute fee can be reduced a little bit, and we'll also give him an assist bonus. Because if he performs, I'm okay with offering him money. So that's very much relying on good performances. If he has good performances, I would be okay with that. Base wage is way lower than what's expected, though. Disappointing, he says. Well... Okay, he doesn't stick around very long. 300 is a bit low. Let's go 350. Let's give the agent some more money, because I'm always willing to offer money to the agent, if that saves us some money on the player overall. Let's do these. Put this to 100, this to 50. I'm okay with that. We'll also put in a gold scored bonus or something. Where is it? If he scores 10 golds, I'm okay with offering him an additional 1,000 euros. He will not get there. Make it 15, I'd say. And we will do the same with assists. If that happens... That's not bad either. Let's use this instead. This is something that he might actually reach. But this basically implies that he had good performances. So... let's do something like this. I'm just trying to hedge our, basically the money that we invest. So he will just get paid if he plays well. Requested wage is the thing we are talking about. So let's be considerate. He wants 450. 400 is a bit much. We'll go with 375. Give him all the loyalty bonus, basically. He can have the appearance fees too. Doesn't matter much. In fact, I'd rather give him an additional appearance fee if he plays. We could offer 400. I think, though, he will probably accept this if we go to 400 once it turns yellow. Yeah, almost reached the deal. We'll go for 400 here. Throw in, I don't know, an additional bonus. Doesn't matter much, none of this will happen. So we'll put some money for the agent in here. Some loyalty bonus. Spend some additional money on him. And get this done. 100 euros less per week for more than 1 year. I think that's probably okay. And now we'll just renegotiate all of this shit. Yeah, well, I wouldn't say it's a fantastic signing, but renegotiating it is probably not a bad idea. Okay, the agent insists on some of the money. That was to be expected. I do not like to part with money that I do not have to. So let's get rid of all of this. As long as it's possible, at least. Okay. Alright, so this saved us 300 euros already. Let's have a look at the rest. Unused substitute fee, preferably I would not pay this. He insists on it being 50 there. Appearance fee he will insist on, yeah. He does. What's more likely to happen, Moody scoring or Moody having an assist? Apparently Moody having an assist, not by much though. So let's reduce the assist bonus first. He might not insist on it at all. He does. This is just another way to phrase that this saved us some base wage though, right? Okay, he wants 150 per goal. To be fair, I don't care. As long as he scores, we can pay him. Doesn't matter much. And this stuff, I'd rather reduce this. He might not insist on it at all. Let's try. He doesn't give a fuck. Yeah, he doesn't care. He knows he will not reach those. So as a result, we have him on a 1-year contract now. His wage dropped. His loyalty bonus is not that much. Agent fee is, box standard basically for these contracts. We still have a friendly relationship with the Curtis Jones, apparently. And we still have him for mentoring purposes too. Zico, no way. I want to get rid of him. He's not fit to be loaned out yet, is he? And nobody wanted him last time out, if I recall correctly. So, Infantry and Pranata need to go just for monetary reasons, really. He doesn't want to be offered out though, and nobody wants to pay him. He has contract until 33. And resolve contract talks with agent? I don't want to have a contract talk. No. I don't want to renegotiate a new deal with him, and neither do I want to get along with the agent. Doesn't matter. And in this case here, in fact, I want to get rid of him, so not a good idea. Recommendations. That's not much. Yeah, no. We've been here, I will not sign him. He earns a shitload of money. So, no way. That's it? No actions taken, it says. Yeah, cool. Are there any other players with expiring contracts? Nugroho, but Nugroho is under transfer offer already. Yulianto costs a shitload of money. They just don't want to part with him. Isvantoro re-signed with his parent club, so he will not come over. Malik is too expensive and also susceptible to injury. I would probably take him. Well, we might just sign him immediately. If he's really cheap, I'm okay with it. But the medical report says don't sign me. Personality says sign me. Development says no way. Looking at this. Performances say 6.88. I'm not bad, but I'm not good either. He is, more or less. And to be fair, he loves me. As he should. So, I don't know. Spirited and unflappable is a good personality. He's a good influence, more or less. His traits aren't bad. I wouldn't want him to be mentor or something. But I can live with him being around. If, and only if, he's cheap. Yeah, sure. That's fine. That's totally fine. Also, short-term contract in his case is not a bad idea either. If he leaves, he leaves. Hell, we can go down to 60. Okay. Let's reset this. It says 200. Also, washing machine has been beeping for like 5 minutes now. So I will do this contract talks and then I will wrap up the stream. Something like this. Clean sheet bonus is fine. In fact, we can pay him for this. I'm okay with this. He wants more money. Fine. It really doesn't matter much, does it? We can give him the appearance fees instead. I would be okay with this. How about optional contract extension? You don't like that. He's still in the under the assumption that he can have a career with his body. He probably won't though. Not a good one anyway. How far can we go here? Apparently not that far. Every 10 euros counts. Alright. And then maybe don't care much about the unused substitute fee. He's also Indonesian. That's a big plus. Damn league rules. And if he develops, I'm happy to pay him a little bit more. I would be okay with that. If he doesn't develop, he's still a bench player in first league. To be fair though, he didn't do the bench player thing so far. So, taken together with Abdullah, that's all fine. If we get relegated, which will not happen, this doesn't matter much. Yeah, I'm okay with this. So in comparison to Abdullah, for example, his name was Abdullah, right? There he is. In comparison to Abdullah, there's barely any difference. Abdullah is a bit weaker on the technical side and in the air. Malik is a bit stronger mentally. As I said, doesn't matter much. So both of them can play from time to time. He's freaking expensive, though. I don't know what got into me. Malik isn't. Malik's cheap. Alright. That's it for today. Thank you very much for sticking around, and I will now deal with laundry. See you all. Well, I guess everyone watching this later on, as well as Mangled Cabbage right now. I will see you all maybe tomorrow, no promises, otherwise next Friday. Hopefully soon. But I hope I will have some time tomorrow. Bye, and have a nice Saturday and a nice weekend.